And I think this is something I've also been thinking about is like the role of AI in professional sports and more particularly in football. And if you when I think about it, AI in football and it definitely has a home.
Yes.
As I've seen, I'm a big Panthers fan, and they used to call Ron Rivera, they called him Riverboat Ron, but
Yes.
he started correcting people. He said, "No, I'm Analytical Ron." And now you've got
Yeah.
staff hiring people literally to do analytics.
It's true.
And you gave out a really good point earlier where you gave out a fact or a data point where it's just like, hey, we've got this data that suggests if you don't make it to here after year 3, the odds significantly reduce. And someone probably sat down and did the math and said, look,
Yeah.
even if we make a coaching change now, and let's say hypothetically speaking, it's not the coaching change that we want or does well. Statistically speaking, we have better odds at making the Super Bowl with the new coaching change versus staying with the same one. So someone probably looked at the data and said, I'm going
That's
to make this
very
very
true.
objective. And now I'm thinking about AI, are we thinking like AI is going to start writing play scripts for coaches? Is AI going to start then, giving coaches insights as to like, hey, all right, it's third and short. You've got all this, is that going to be like a thing where coaches can literally tap into Gemini? Gemini has all the information, right? Because it can pull it from the internet. It can literally pull it from
Yeah.
live stats and say, okay, based on how the game is going, all the information I have, here is your best play call. Like, is that going to be a thing where coaches are literally ran by AI? What are your thoughts on that?
It can go a lot of different ways. And so I remember as a really young age, I had thought about wanting to be a dentist, and they had shared with me, some literature from Howard. Interestingly enough, I didn't end up going that route, but my youngest sister actually did end up being a dentist and actually went to Hampton for undergrad and Howard for dental school. So it did get to her. You know, when you're young and your ideas of what you're going to be are kind of formulated a lot from what your parents want you to become, where they're trying to kind of mold you because they see that as a great future for you.
Hmm.
So I was, and it's kind of funny come to full circle because I liked technology. I wasn't great at programming, things of that sort, but I ultimately ended up going into engineering at Virginia Tech. Now, I remember getting into several schools, one of which was Morehouse. And I remember coming back from visiting Morehouse with my family. And at that time, to go into engineering, dual enrollment with Georgia Tech. And it's a private school and it's pretty costly. And I'd gotten into Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech for the education, and there's probably for the cost is one of the best that you'll find. I'm probably even still today. And I had that made that decision to go to Virginia Tech, a lot based on that. And I had a great experience when I went to visit there. I had a buddy, and actually, some of my free time, I haven't done it in a while, but I learned how to salsa dance when I was there. Enough, but so I went in full fledged thinking I was going to be an engineer. I went into computer engineering. I'm from Southwestern Virginia.